Bruins Benders both came presented by the Inside the Rink Podcast Network through InsideTheRink.com on your ITR YouTube channel. Subscribe now and hit the thumbs up. Comment section going crazy. Benders banter later. 3 ups, 3 downs. Tell us your sips on a Saturday afternoon after the Bruins defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 3-1, their third win in a row, and they've now beaten in the last 2 Saturdays the Colorado Avalanche and the Carolina Hurricanes at home. They're gonna make me love this fucking team, aren't they?
Yeah, we're gonna get invested with these guys because they play their asses off most nights.
Yeah, they do.
They give Colorado their only regulation loss all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Their only regulation loss, and then beat a really good Carolina team, one of the best teams 5-on-5. Their power play is absolute garbage right now, but the Bruins didn't take any penalties today either to really give them a chance. That Colin Zadorov in the first was absolute dog shit.
Oh, it was atrocious.
A terrible, terrible call. But they were ready. They were ready from the start tonight, this afternoon, which was good to see. They started on time, had their legs going. Pretty good first period from everybody, and the goalies were exceptional. I thought Swayman today was fantastic. And he needed to be because there were still some breakdowns, but he made the saves, and we talked about it, big time saves at big time moments. And he was good today. And it was good to see him respond like that as well. After Korpisalo gets the net the last two games, Swayman gets his turn, and he, probably should have posted a shutout, but, ends up with a really good effort against a really good Carolina team.
I think Marco Sturm is just saying, fuck it. You know what I mean? I just think he's saying, look, this is what needs to be done. Mason Lohrei sits for a third straight game.
Yeah.
He sits Swayman back to back. You can't tell me that wasn't because of that Ottawa game. You also can't tell me that Swayman doesn't just lose focus at times or mail it in or whatever it is, because today he was super sharp from the beginning. Like, you can even tell just by his body language and how he tracks the puck, anticipates the puck, the action in front, all of it. You can just tell if he's on or not just by looking at him.
100%. And I think Sturm has sent that message to multiple guys now. He said today, when Lohrei was missing his third straight, he should be pissed. He should be angry. But, we need more from him. They did the same thing to Casey Middlestat, and since the benching, call it scratch, he's been a different guy. He's been a different guy. He was fantastic again today. He's winning pucks on the wall. Has really good vision and hands. He's back checking, for crying out loud. He's winning some pucks in his own zone. He still does dumb shit from time to time, but everyone else does on the team as well. So Sturm so far doing a pretty good job. And it seemed to me today, everybody was on the bus. Everybody was bought in.
Everybody on the bus.
What do you got, Connor?
So if everything worked out with Middlestat so far, are we just a Craig Button rant away from Lohrei being fixed?
Yeah. Maybe we should send Craig Button a DM and say, can you please fucking rip Mason Lohrei the way you ripped Casey Middlestat? Do us a favor and get that shit done for us, because Middlestat since then in the benching has been a entirely different guy. Really
he has been. Yeah, he has been entirely different. He does have some skills, some gifts offensively. He's showing that, but he started a rush from his own red line, his own goal line today, where he actually received the puck by his goaltender, which never happens. And then he started the rush and made a good play out of it. So he's starting to buy in some. Sturm has talked about the buy-in a million times. Seems to be after every game. People buying in. It seemed like everybody, like you said, was on the bus buying in today. Like everybody. And it started out as a first period that was kind of a snoozer, but I think that favors the Bruins most nights. Like if it's just kind of a defensive snoozer, that's okay for the Bruins while they find their game. Toward the end of the second period, there's 2 shifts with about 2 minutes from starting for about 2.5 minutes left from the third and fourth line where they dominated. They were in the offensive zone pretty much the whole time. And that sort of changed, kind of started the tide going toward the Bruins. And then in the third period, they played, as well as good of a period, especially in the third, as they've played all year. I mean, they were very good defensively. They seem to be very quick to pucks. They gave up that goal late, and it was kind of a screen, kind of a good shot, kind of a should have had it. I don't know what it is, but other than that, but then they finished the game after giving up the goal. Typically, they give up the second one in past, and we're into overtime. But they played with a lot of conviction today. And I'll tell you what, Charlie McAvoy today played like Charlie McAvoy 2019.
He did. He was very good today.
He was very good.
Very good. Tell you, that's the guy we need. And if he starts playing like that again, that's a good sign. I mean, he's up now to either 10 or 11 points, all on assists, but still, I mean,
sure. Fine.
That all day long. If you're going to
has really changed that.
I and tell you what, that pair together has been excellent. They have been. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they don't seem to be making the mix-ups in the defensive zone as far as, misjudging where each other's going to be kind of a thing. That hasn't really happened lately. So I think you got to ride with that pair from now on. And we've said it for a while that Zadorov deserves to be there on that top pair with McAvoy.
He does.
Apricots has played good enough since he's been in the lineup to keep Lohrei on the bench. He's been pretty good. Like,
he has been.
There's been a couple things here and there where you're like, oh, that's not great. But Lohrei does that shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if Apricots does it 1 or 2 times a game and Lohrei does it 6-7 times a game, I think you still got to go with Apricots. I think he's in the next game as well.
I think so. Because he also buried a guy late. On the rush. Buried him.
He's more physical. He's quick to pucks.
Yes.
He's, he made a great play. I think it was late in the second, maybe, or early in the third, where the puck was against the wall. He kind of one hand sticks it past a Bruin and a Kane that was kind of checking each other on the wall. Picks the puck up on the other side. Gets it deep. So he's been good, and as long as everybody's playing good, I think Lohrei's still watching. He can't come in and play the offside. I wish he could, because I would take Jokiharju out in a second.
Yeah, I would.
But I think he doesn't offer anything, really.
I don't think so.
And if it was me, I'd be looking for a right shot D to kind of supplement there, that maybe you could, have Jokiharju be the extra one.
Yeah, Lohrei's gonna fucking rot.
He might
on the ninth floor, because and if Sturm really wants to send it home, I think he sits him another 3 games. As long as Apricots is good, I think he sits him for another 2 or 3 games. I think that would be good for him. Like, and Sturm said before the game, he should be pissed, or should be really pissed, or whatever that, and he probably is. But you can't suck and expect to play. It's professional hockey. I mean, right now he's overpaid right now for what he brings to the table.
Sure.
I mean, he's making over $3 million a year. Like, he's overpaid.
Look, the team's winning in his absence.
Yes,
they're winning without him out there,
and playing much better without him.
As long as the team keeps winning, I don't think he sees the lineup. You can't.
I wonder if it was a director from Sweeney to play him with McAvoy.
Probably
play with McAvoy, and then finally Sturm said, just like Matthew Curtis said in the comments here, let me coach the fucking team. Fuck off.
Right.
And says Lohrei is sitting for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I mean, enough's enough. Yeah. I mean, they said they wanted to make the playoffs. This lineup is better with him out of the lineup.
Yeah,
if you're actually trying to win games, which they said they were trying to do, they're better with him not in the lineup.
Well, they had him in the top pairing. Like, that was a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing that I never really was subscribed to that. Like, I feel like if you're going to play him, play him in the third pair against lesser offensive players, and you can, start in the offensive zone or neutral zone draws rather than defensive zone draws. Like, he was getting, more defensive zone draws when he was on the first pair, especially with Hampus Lindholm out, because, they wanted McAvoy out there, and it was just asking for trouble. So I feel like Lohrai's got to sit until they start losing again. I don't know why. I don't know how you could possibly make a change on the back end at this point in time with any clear conscience to bring him back in the lineup and take one of these other guys out. Just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. How about nuts over caramel today? Like, he's up in the top line. He's playing his nuts off, and he's skating all over the place. He's very quick, fast. Keeps pucks alive. Doesn't give you a lot of production, but boy, he made a beautiful pass to Pastrnak.
He did,
like a backhanded pass facing the boards. Wow, that was a beaut.
It was.
He's doing what he's doing some really good things out there, and I think he'll stay there until it becomes an issue. Because I don't think you really need to do anything there right now. I think Zacha will eventually be there, probably as a steadying influence if it gets off the rails. But right now, Husendinov has been, pretty good. And again, since he was healthy scratched, and then when he came back in the thing, he's been great since.
Yeah, he played shade over 15 minutes, so I think they gave some other guys some chances with that top line here and there. But he was 2 for 2, 2 and 2 on the faceoff dot, so that's not bad at all. Mm-hmm. He was good tonight. He had some moments where he set things up offensively and like you said was in hard on pucks and on the forecheck. His speed can cause other teams problems, so I like him there. I'd like to see that line generate a little bit more. But they got enough scoring from outside the top line. Look, I thought the third line tonight all game long was sensational. Got the puck down low, got pucks in the net. Mitten had his legs. Jeannot had his legs. Eyssimont was in there, mixing it up in the third period. So I really like the way those guys are playing, and they've been good for the last few games. And the team's been winning because they've been good, setting the tone. So it's good to see from them. And I thought the second line's been good. Like that Middlestat, Zacha, Arvidsson line's been good. Mm-hmm. So I don't see how you break any of this up other than it was up to me. Sean Corrali comes out because I thought today he was a waste again. Just looks slow. Isn't great with the puck. I'd like to see somebody else in there, whether it's Beecher takes over center and they bring up another winger or what, but he doesn't offer much to me. So I think if you were going downs for the Bruins, I'm not going to go downs on the Bruins. Little foreshadowing. But if you were, I think it would be Yoki, Haru, and Corrali. But
yeah, they're definitely there.
I thought everyone else, like we said, everybody's on the bus today.
Peeke had some good moments too. I mean, there were, yeah. I mean, they just played the way it almost felt like Don and Cam are like smiling in their office, like this is what we envisioned, like this is what we put together, like this is the type of team we thought we'd have, and this is why we think we might be able to make the playoffs, and blah 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 blah. But I want to see this on the road. I want to see this in road games. They're 6-3 at home, and they're becoming really tough to play against at the Garden. But I want to see them do this on the road.
All right, so I'm going to ask you this because we check in from time to time. What is your thoughts on these Boston Bruins making the playoffs?
They're not making the playoffs.
Okay,
they're not making the playoffs.
Just figured we check in from time to time.
No, and here's a couple of reasons why.
Still got them at 78 points.
Yep, 78. And here's the reason why. They're 14 games in.
Yeah,
the rest of the league has played less. Like everybody has played less, so they're already ahead of it. So people can catch up, fairly easily, and blow by. So and they're only really, I think they're projected at like 75, 76 wins. I mean, they're a 500 team right now.
Right.
So they're essentially 41-41. That's 82 points. That's like a little bit above. They go on a 3-game losing streak. They're back to 78.
Right.
So they're still in that window. I still don't think they're making it.
I'm with you.
I think it might be by closer than I thought, but I don't think they're making it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, essentially, because I don't know what they're going to do at the deadline. Like if they're in it-ish, what are they going to do?
Yeah,
are they really going to get a guy that mortgages kind of the future? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should be
That'd
sellers.
be idiotic.
They should be sellers at the deadline. Unless you can get by selling a guy, a couple of guys that will make your team better in the second half of the season, which I don't see happening really. I don't see how you could trade anyone that's going to make your team better. Like if you trade Zacha or Middlestat, that's making your team worse this year, I would say.
Yes.
Even if you're getting, maybe a younger prospect back, that's not going to help you this year. So they should be sellers at the deadline. They should. Here's another thing that's surprising to me about this year's team, which in the past few years, they've been awful at, is scoring off the rush. This team this year is scoring off the rush, which
they are.
It's amazing to me.
It is.
Because that has not been your Boston Bruins for quite a while. But, perfect example today, they get a little breakout. McAvoy takes the pass off his skate, really nice play, and then hits Middlestat, at the far post for a tap in. And, I think in years past, maybe that play blows up on them somehow. McAvoy probably gets caught up ice and they end up with a 2-on-1 coming the other way. But they're capitalizing on their chances off the rush, which they need to do. Because as you said 100 times, they don't have a lot of offensive zone time usually.
They don't. They don't.
The third line kind of established some of that today, I thought. But overall, they don't have a lot of offensive zone time. And, they're going to need to continue to score off the rush if they want to, make the playoffs.
Zadorov with 6 hits. He must be up over 50 hits by now over the season. Like he's a freight train. And I think that helps McAvoy because he plays with that big brother kind of thing. It's kind of like when you played with Chara, like there's that big bruising brother behind him kind of thing. And I think that settles him down because he's played ever since Lohrei came off his pairing. Yeah. It's been like a different player.
It's like a weight off his shoulders. Like I don't have to babysit him or I'm not sure what he's going to do with the puck kind of a thing. 100%.
Has to be. And you have to be a complete idiot not to see that. Like it's just so different with McAvoy. Kastelic, again, is playing really well.
He is.
We banged on that 3-year contract and everything, but Jesus, he had 4 shots in the first period. He's kind of in the middle of chances. Like things happen when he's out there. None of it, ending in a goal, but it's chances. It's like he is hard to play against. If you want to define that, he would be the guy I would show in the dictionary. Like,
he is
that guy.
He is, and he's been good. Like I feel like he's been good, and he's kind of single-handedly carrying that fourth line around. Like
he is.
I thought Beecher was, he was fine today.
Corrali has been
and Corrali's been, I mean, talk about 2 guys on a line with the play blows up on their sticks, like Beecher and Korpisalo out there together. You're lucky you can complete a pass to someone.
Yeah.
But Kastelic's kind of making that thing go, and good for him because he's going to be around for a while. So we need to continue to see it. But here's the other thing, though. Yeah. He was good in the first half of last year too, and then he wore down.
He did.
Half of the year, he was not
hurt.
After they signed him to the extension. So hopefully it's not a repeat of last year where he comes out like a house of fire, and then after Christmas or the New Year he starts to fade again. Like this team really can't afford that. They really need to have him going all year long.
Well, it's so hard to play that way 82 games. Like no one knows that more than Cam Neely.
Oh yeah,
whose career ended shortly because he tried to do that every night. It's a short career when you play that way every single night. So I don't expect Kastelic to be the same player in March than he is right now. Go ahead, Connor.
Just one thing. Brick had a conversation with Sturm after the game here and started talking about the Zacha, Middlestat, and Arvidsson line, and mentioned how Middlestat has been playing significantly better after the scratch, and not only him, the entire line has played better after he had gotten scratched. And he said, and not only are they doing it on the offensive side of the puck, we are putting them in all of the defensive situations, especially at home, and they're getting it done on the other side of the puck as well.
It's interesting. So maybe they're trying to, it's kind of a little bit of a trial by fire there, putting them, with the matchups they want, but giving them D zone starts so that they can figure that shit out a little bit, which, it's a good thing early in the season, especially.
Not a bad idea.
I think that's a good idea because they need to get better at it, certainly. So it's a good thing to see, he has a little bit of faith in them and they're rewarding that faith with, good play.
Yeah, right now with last change at home, like I said, that favors them. So on the road, can they get away with these types of things? And I don't know for sure.
Well, no, he's saying that he's pairing them against other teams' top lines, just to clarify that.
Oh, really?
Well, that might be stupid then.
Yeah, well, that's but we're gonna wait. Let's table that.
Yeah,
I mean, back to that one.
Not in the middle against other teams' top lines. I don't have a problem with, and Arvidsson's pesky. So I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that.
And since Middlestad's been scratched, he's been better in his D zone.
Sure.
I'm still not sure he's great in his own zone. So I don't know if I would go as far as to say, that's what you want to do. But I think maybe it's also a reward for the, Jeannot, Minton, Eyssimont line that maybe they get a few more offensive starts because they've shown the ability to protect the puck and possess the puck in the O-zone. So maybe it's a little of both there where, throwing those guys out there against other teams' top lines, showing some confidence in them that they can play the defensive game, and then a little bit of a reward for the third line for the way that they've played offensively.
Yeah, you know what? I tolerated Jeannot today. I didn't think he was bad. I thought he was okay today.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good today.
A problem.
I did. I thought he was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, he laid a couple of big hits. He was around it. Offensively, I think the puck still kind of slips off his stick at times when they're trying to make plays. But, he's around it. So, and they've been good in the O-zone. I think I didn't realize Minton was as fast as he was either. He's got some speed and some size.
He does, yeah,
and a little bit of grit to his game. So I'm liking him, and I'd like to see that line be able to finish a little bit more. But I think that's probably asking a lot. Maybe
nothing makes me happier than watching Rod Brindamore lose.
I know.
How is he enjoying Nikolai Ehlers right now? That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does Ehlers have? 4 points?
0-4-4 and 14 games, 13 games. Yeah. Nice job. All right, let's banter. And it's presented by Evolve ABA, which offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst to adult day programs in residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training in collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis. To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or visit evolveaba.net. First one today. I'll tell you what, we could do 3-hour post games with the comments we have.
Yeah, we could.
It's just like we just get after it. Odyssey's long-awaited puck drop on prime time in where is he? Sweden, 6:05 p.m.
Yeah,
Swedes. Yeah, let's fucking go. He says at 6:05 p.m. Hey, we're turning back the clock here in the United States of A.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. We're gonna get an extra hour of sleep.
So let's get out and rip one up tonight. And then
I just might.
Yeah, I feel like we should.
I think we should. Yoki, where are you? Blows a tire all alone in the D zone. What a killer clown. I'll tell you what, the jokester. He's not the Joker. He's a jokester now. Because I don't know what's going on there. He just doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything.
He doesn't offer much at all. Yoki, how are you today? Was let's see, he was +1 with no goals, no assists, no shots missed, no block shots, no penalties, no hits, no takeaways, no giveaways. Played 14.5 minutes, 38 seconds power play time, 28 seconds shorthanded, 13:30 even strength. So
did he just step on the ice when they scored that goal, or did he just like put his toe down?
I guess
he didn't do anything else.
He was a big fat nothing burger today. But I mean, I guess
nothing is better than something negative.
That's what I was going to say. If you're a third pair defenseman who plays 14 minutes a night and you are a +1, don't end up with a minus, I guess it's a good day. I guess
I'm with you.
The eye test tells you different, but the stats say that it was a pretty good day for him. So
some of these advanced stats, Yogi Harry was probably top 5 on the advanced stats today. When I look at it, I want to fucking punch my screen. Like, what are people? What are the parameters? Like, what are people watching?
I don't know.
Sean Corrali's way up in the top half of that every single time.
Every single game, he's at the top. I don't know. I don't know how that is. If you're watching, if you're actually watching the games,
yes,
I don't know how you can watch those guys and be like, they're helping the Bruins win. I don't know how. I don't
either.
I mean, the advanced stats tell us differently, I guess.
For sure. Odyssey also says that Nutty is crafty as hell and can take a hit or two. I like him up there. If becomes better on the dot, he will be a speedier version of Elias Lindholm. Boy, I'll tell you what. They were talking about Elias Lindholm like he was Bob Gainey today on the pregame. Like, oh my God! Like you would have thought Christ had gotten injured for 4 weeks and everybody was doomed. Like it was unbelievable. Like he does this and that and this and that, and you just can't. Let's face it, you just can't replace him. What? Yeah, I mean, I think you can for at least a little bit.
Look, we'll see. You know, if the power play struggles without him out there, because he does win faceoffs, so that's possession. He does have 4 power play goals. He is scoring from that bumper area, tied for the team league in power play goals. So, he's doing some positive things there, and he does win his faceoffs. You know, he's top 5 in the league in faceoffs, but 5-on-5, he doesn't offer very much. He really doesn't, other than the faceoff wins and being, I guess, pretty good 200-foot player.
Kind of around, kind of there.
They're just coping that contract.
I get. Look, they can't crush the guy,
no, they can't,
because he's out 2 weeks. But as I've said all along, he would be a really good third center on a good team, like a really good one.
Yes, like that's a cup-winning type team with him. Yeah, sure.
On a winning team.
Yep.
But here they paid him to be a 1C, and he's just not that guy. Hasn't been for a long, long time.
No.
So, you hope that you see some more production out of him, and they can figure something out 5-on-5. But it doesn't appear that that's the case.
No, I mean it's going to take like 4 years for that contract to make any better sense, and he's going to be like 32 at that point.
Right?
Like I don't. It's just they had to overspend because no one wanted to come. They outbid themselves with him and Zadorov. To be honest with you,
they did.
So it's what you're going to have to do, like we've talked about, if you're going to get anybody from another organization. Casty is probably the most consistent, playing up to his level every shift. The 1.75 suits him good right now. The Hulklings with Jeannot and Minton. It's a big kind of heavier type of line.
Yeah, it is.
They're all in that 6'2", 6'3", like big 205, 210. Like they're all big dudes. Am I the only one who thinks the Canes play a very slow game, says Matthew Curtis? And I'm pretty sure statistically they're like top 5 fastest teams. Well, they're known for their fast pace. Today, it just didn't seem like they had it much. Look, some of their forwards are struggling. Svechnikov, Ehlers. I mean, they have forwards out there who aren't playing great. Even Aho, like they're just not playing great. In their defense, they were out 3 defensemen. With Slavin and Gostisbehere is really good in their power play, and then Keandre Miller. So, they were a little bit shorthanded, and the forwards haven't been great. It's really been a miracle. They're 8-4 now. Like it's a miracle because they have really, persevered with some subpar play from some players.
Yeah, Odyssey's mentioned Nikita killing our line early, and that kid's a problem, and he's going to be a problem for a long time.
Yeah,
because he's really good. He's big, he's physical. Scored their only goal tonight. I think they
killed somebody. Was it Pastrnak?
Pastrnak, and then he had another big hit on someone else too. I don't recall who it was. But
big hit.
Yeah, and they got him in like the 3rd or the 4th round, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So he's going to be a problem for a long time, and he was one of their better players today, I would say. And when they have their full complement, on the defensive end. They're really tough.
Oh, they're tough. They're going to be tough, especially this year. Like this year's the year they can make the Cup final.
Yeah,
No,
there isn't anyone in the Eastern Conference that's really great.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore. So they can definitely do that if they're healthy. Odysseys, we've done great work keeping them so good first period defensively. Need some offense. Yeah, about that. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. In the third period, it was a little bit better, but again, opportunistic. Like they get a couple of chances, they bury them, and they win 2-1. These are the types of games that I thought that they'd have to win. 2-1 games where they play pretty good defensively, kind of a snooze fest. Pop in a couple and hope you get good goaltending and win 2-1. I mean, that's kind of the recipe. I always thought they've scored more than I thought they would, but look, today they scored 2. I think you're going to see them score less and less and less when as the season goes on. It's going to be more of a Pastrnak Geekie thing. So hopefully I'm wrong. When sucks if Joker paints a stick like skates, he'll look like he's skating really fast instead of beaver tapping. Yeah. Oh man, Joker. The Joker. 3 years. 2 more years of that guy after this year.
Yeah. Not thrilled about that thing.
No. Makes you wonder if Harvard man really needed a glue guy in this piss and vinegar ragtag bunch and just saw Yoki's soft demeanor and said, just wow. Yeah. Just wow. Yeah. Odysseys, I'm actually enjoying the D play from both sides here. Yes. Yeah, I thought it was a fairly well played game. There was one penalty for the Bruins and maybe a couple for them. Like it was a fast paced game. Just the thing was over at 3:20. Yeah. Like it was had good pace to it, even for a 2-1 game, especially from late second period and all the way through the third. It was fairly up and down and entertaining in that way. And I thought the Bruins played pretty well, and I think you're starting to see maybe that they're getting the Sturm way.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's starting to get a little bit of buy-in. So hopefully, that continues because they're going to need that in the defensive zone if they want to make the playoffs.
And in order for him to do what he's doing with Lohrei and Mittelstadt and even Husnudinov and these guys by benching them, and where is his support coming from? Is it coming from Sweeney and Neely, or is it coming from the actual players on the team like Zadorov? Does Zadorov go into his office and say, "You fucking scratch that guy"? Like, how is he able to? Because Butch Cassidy couldn't do it, and then Monty, of course, I don't know if he wanted to do it, but he didn't have much of a say either. So how is it different?
I feel like maybe the player development conversation that he had with Sweeney gives him a trump card where he can go into Sweeney and get Sweeney's blessing on things like that and say, look, Lohrei's not very good right now. We got to sit him down. We have to show him more video. We have to do something with him to develop him the right way. And if he says says it that way, where he says the development of this guy is stunted, we need to do some things to kind of clean him up defensively, develop him the right way. Maybe he gets the blessing that way. And I feel like maybe he is kind of saying, going into Sweeney's office and saying, look, let me coach the team. You worry about making the moves. If you want to dictate who comes up and down, I'm not gonna challenge you there. But as far as like who plays on game days and game nights,
and what goalie,
let that be my call. I'm coaching these guys day to day. Like you determine what the roster is, and then let me coach them.
I think part of it could be that when all those coaches either declined interviews or flat out told him that they didn't like, the youth, they didn't have much youth, they didn't have where are they going to turn. There were coaches who told him that Sweeney said that, like that's what it was.
Right.
So maybe part of that, and Sturm saying the same type of thing, maybe that's also a reason why he's listening to Sturm. And because other people said it too. It wasn't just Sturm.
Yeah.
So, and look at it, it's all true. Like
it is true.
It's all true. All of it's true.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Sturm's able to do this. Now, how long he can do it, I don't know. Does he sit the wrong guy and he gets pissed? And who knows? It's so fragile nowadays. that you could all of a sudden tomorrow, no one will be on your side. That's how it works nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, so far the benchings and the sittings he's done have worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does it to somebody and it backfires and they lose, and then they lose, a few in a row, and he's benching and sitting guys, that's not going to go over well. Like, so far, everybody's kind of responded, but there's only so many times you can do that. Like, you can't probably bench Casey Middlestat like 2 or 3 more times during the season and expect those same results.
No,
you know what I mean? So
that's very true.
You got to pick your spots with guys, and so far he's done it, and it's worked out. But if he picks the wrong spot at the wrong time and it goes south, then you get it to the whole, are we going to lose buy-in and that kind of a thing. So, it's going to be a challenge for him all season long to be able to kind of pick the right spots with those things. What do you got, Connor?
I think there has to be some kind of healthy balance, especially with where the Bruins roster is at. You can't just let Sturm go completely autonomous on the roster and who plays and who doesn't. Because if you keep benching Lohrei, Sweeney should get involved and say, look, you got to put him back on the ice, because if you're not going to want to play him, I need to fucking trade this guy, and you're just demolishing all of his value by continuing to bench him. And that would be the same thing with somebody like Middlestat that you're potentially trying to move, etc. So a little bit of a healthy balance.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, what I thought of in this third period today was when Middlestat and Arvidsson both scored, I thought, what would be great if Middlestat and Arvidsson played really well and you still miss the playoffs, so that you still trade them at the deadline and maybe you get a little more value out of them.
Yeah, I mean, that would certainly work. That would certainly work, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with Lohrei. In the next couple of weeks here, will they let him sit up there? Like, if they continue to win, I think he's sitting until they lose. I really do, or until put him in, or Apricots has a terrible game. Like, I think he's going to sit until that happens. So, I mean, this team isn't going to run off, 8-10 in a row.
No, but what if you win 5 in a row and then the next game Lohrei goes in as a -3, you lose 5-1?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Now what do you look like? Yeah.
Yeah, you look like an asshole. So I feel like he's going to sit, unless Apricots has a really bad game, he's going to sit until they lose. So it will be interesting to see what they do with him in the long run, because you can lose his value. Like, did they send him down to Providence so he can play down there and bring up somebody else? So, he can play down there, get his confidence back or whatever, work on his D zone struggles. Whatever the case may be, I don't know.
I think he's 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if he's if you could pass through waivers. Like, I don't know if it's a waiver thing to send him down. Probably is.
I just think this move they're making now tells me that, okay, this is kind of where it is. Like, we're gonna sit you for a bit. You're gonna go in and play the way we want you to play. And if you can't do it, either at the deadline or at the end of the season, he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah,
like, because he's just not a good match for what they want to do.
I think this is kind of a last straw for him.
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, especially with the length of 3 games. Like, it wasn't 1 game like the other guys.
Right,
3 games. That tells you something. That tells you they're kind of afraid to put him in.
Yeah, and they should be. They should be afraid to put him in,
because he's fucking gasoline.
Yeah.
Pejman says, anyone from Providence? This is a reverse jinx at about 2:30 this afternoon. He says, anyone from Providence? Can you give what Arvidsson does? The guy fucking sucks. Can't handle a pass to save his life. $4 million cap hit for a league minimum player, and then he rips one home.
Thanks, Pejman.
Thank you. That was great. Nicely done. He also says that Swayman has been good today. Unfortunately, I've not seen the consistency since he sat in the extension. 1 game, he's great. The next, he reminds us all he's a Maine business school class tool bag. I was just talking to someone today about this. Someone asked me about the Bruins, and of course, everybody does now.
Yeah,
they think I'm an expert. So I said, you think about Swayman? What's going on with Swayman? I said, honestly, he's very good when he's focused, but he loses either focus or just kind of lets it go some games, and it hurts him. Like, he doesn't stay bulldog all the time. And when he's really good, he's really good. And when he's out to lunch, he's out to lunch. There's really no happy medium. And at least Korpisalo can look bad like in the first period. And then he has shown that he can get it together the last 2 periods. I feel like when Swayman's that way, he doesn't get it back that game.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. And we probably could be wrong on that, but the eye test kind of, that's how it feels.
Right.
Whether that's 100% true, I don't know, but that is how it feels. And if you actually were the Bulldog, I feel like you would get it back. Like if you had a bad first,
right? There's nothing can impede you, right?
Yeah, competitive and all that stuff. I don't know. It seems like as a goalie, from what we know of him and his comments and the holdout and all that stuff, he seems a little fragile. Honestly,
he does.
Like he needs his buddy there. He needs Lauko there to have he needs to have hugs with Allmark. Like I don't know what it is about him, but he seems a little fragile. Like that, if things don't go his way, he can't kind of fight through that adversity. I mean, he showed today. He got benched essentially. A couple games, didn't start a couple games, and then came back today and played really well. But he played. It wasn't an in-game situation. Like in-game situations, I don't know how well he bounces back if he gives up a soft one. It seems like another soft one goes in rather than finding himself and righting the ship and being able to keep your team in it. While he kind of finds his game, and I don't feel like that's something that he does particularly well.
Yeah, that's true. And even in his post-game, and even in his comments to the media, it's always like very positive. Like it's almost like he's trying to talk himself into like, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm doing great.
Yeah,
and it makes you a little uneasy.
Yeah.
Odyssey says studio has also breaking down some plays from Minton's line. They seem to keep feeling good or gelling good. Casti better fit than Eyssimont. I thought Eyssimont and Jeannot with Minton was pretty good. And I kind of like the fact that Casti's on the fourth line because that makes the fourth line good. I think if he's playing on the third line, your fourth line becomes dog shit. I really believe that. Like, I just don't think there's a lot there, especially 5-on-5, unless Casti's on that line.
I agree.
I wouldn't do that at all. Give me a hell yeah, says Odysseys 84.
Man up there, Connor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ramamania, Jonesy says, I don't understand this team when they're very good, not when they're very bad. Remind me not to bet for or against them. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I try to stay away from all Boston sports teams because whenever I bet on them, I'm the absolute cooler. Like they always lose whenever I bet on them. So I just try to stay away from
I'll tell you what, a Kastelic 4+ shots prop must have been a nice payout today.
It probably was.
Probably was a nice first period and go to dinner.
Yeah.
The Lohrei and Joker contracts look like diarrhea. Joker has never been good, and Lohrei getting $3.2 million per year after going minus 1,000 was stupid at best. The best thing about this team is they play hard, and it is. And I texted these guys like when it went up 2-0. I said, "Fuck, are they gonna make me love this team?
Yeah,
like honestly, like am I gonna have to love this team?"
It feels like it.
I said,
it feels like it. I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Like I like the way they play, generally speaking. I like their compete level. I like that they battle their asses off. I like that they're getting some secondary scoring. I like that Sturm's kind of sending a message to some guys when they're not playing their best. I've been asking for accountability forever from this fucking organization. And there's somebody finally holding the players accountable when they don't play well. So yeah, I'm kind of on board with them. Maybe Optimistic Smitty is going to be back here for a little bit. I don't know. But if I keep having to watch, Joker and Corrali out there up on themselves,
it's like they were in a meeting in last off season. They were like, you know what, we're not going to be good. So how can we appease the fans? Let's get guys to just play their ass off, fight tough, do all the togetherness, all that stuff that Boston people like, blue collar, underdog, fight for your money, fight for your right to fucking party, all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what they did. Like this is kind of a ruse. It's kind of they're kind of taking advantage of you, honestly. But But this is what they thought. Maybe let's put this group together so that they don't get too pissed at us.
Yeah, I mean, have they found an identity? Have they found one?
Their identity right now is bad team that plays hard. Do you want to continue on with that identity? I mean, is that going to win a Stanley Cup?
No, it's not.
But I'll say this: if this is their standard, and you can't play if you don't play this way,
then
they have to revisit who they drafted.
Sure,
who's in Providence?
Yes,
are they? Merkulov and Lysell and Poitras, any of those guys, can they play this way? Any of those guys, can they do that?
I think Poitras can. I'm not sure about the other two.
I'm not sure about the other two. So you're going to have to, from now on, can Hagens play that way?
Yeah.
I think Letourneau might be able to grow into playing that way. He's 6'7", for fuck's sake. Yeah. He might be able to do that. Mm-hmm. But can Hagens play that way? Can some of these other guys, Will Moore and these other guys, are they able to play that way? And then who you're getting down the road. Okay, now that you've identified it, you got to go, and every single person you add to this roster or this organization has to be of that model. Has to be.
Yeah. And that's, I think, where they failed in the past, is they've kind of been all over the place with that. They haven't identified a specific type of player or how they want to play. And it all comes back to competitiveness for me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it should be. You should be competitive. You shouldn't have to be prodded to start fast. You shouldn't have to be prodded to go in and win puck battles like they used to be when they were really good, when they were really, really good in the Stanley Cup years and, even up to 19. They were so good in the corners at winning pucks.
They were.
And they've gotten so far away from that in the last couple of years that it's sad, really. And if they can get back to that, then you have something, maybe like competitive guys that can win pucks. And certainly you need some skill.
Right.
But I think that should be the standard, like you said.
That should be. Odysseys, I can only think of the clip on Behind the B when Sturm's highlights structured D. But when we get the puck, his eyes light up. We fucking go. It looks a lot like today. And it was kind of like today in a lot of stretches where they would finally win the puck and then they would be off.
Yeah.
And they do, I think they do have, to a man, a little more speed than they've had.
Yes.
I think they do. I think they're a little quicker, certainly quicker to the puck than they were last year, or even when they were really good. They possessed it so much they didn't have to chase it. Now, if you have to chase it a bunch, you better go get it. So right. I think that they're better at that right now.
I think the man-on-man thing helps with that, honestly. Because if you're in a box and the shot goes wide and it's along the wall, the other team's probably going to be the first one to it because you're, in kind of a tighter box where you're trying to keep pucks out of the middle.
Right.
So now that they're a little more man-on-man, I think that does allow them to get to loose pucks maybe a little bit quicker, but then it comes down to the competitiveness. Can you win that puck battle and get it out of the zone? At times they struggled with that today, but, Carolina's a really good forechecking team. So you would think that they would struggle against a team like Carolina in that respect.
I think we talked about it last year when they would dump pucks in and it was so easy to go retrieve it and then bring it back out of the zone. Like they couldn't go get it.
No.
But this year I feel like someone's on the puck a lot. There's always sort of someone hunting the puck quite a bit on this team. And
I think they have a little. Yeah, I think they have a little more purpose with their dump ins too.
They do.
They're dumping the puck in with a guy that's full speed, ready to go into the zone to retrieve it. Which last year, especially, they had a guy standing still at the offensive blue line. They dumped the puck in, then that guy has to get up to full speed to go get it. Doesn't have a chance. Never would have a chance to go in and get that puck.
Right.
So a little more purposeful dumps this year, I think, is helping them kind of get in on the forecheck a little bit better.
Well, it was a good thing when Kastelic was mic'd up and they did that when he was saying deep, deep, deep. He was behind the puck. He was saying deep, 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 and the guy got it deep, and he was full speed.
Right.
And he was first to the puck. That's kind of what they've been doing, and hopefully it continues. Holy fuck, boys. Are we going to pull this one off, Zach? Yes.
Yes, Zach.
Yes, Zachary, they pulled it off. Pejman says every win last year and this year requires 6-on-5 clenching of the anus. Nothing ever is easy. Good win. I texted these guys. I'm like, we're gonna be. We had a schedule for 3:45. I'm like, we're gonna be on early.
Yeah.
And then they scored. I'm like, we're not. Maybe it's going to overtime. Maybe it's going to shootout. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Talking about clenching of the ass, and then when sucks says my ass is going to have abs at this point.
Yeah. Could have those good, hard cheeks. It's glute workout for us on the couch. This picture. If they put some more
a little ass talk in the comments.
A little bit of ass talk. Keep you honest.
Yeah.
If they put some more like this on the W column, we can start talking Sturm hockey. Impressive win today.
Right.
Look, coaches have shelf life.
Sure.
And right now, he's the new guy. If it starts working, guys will get behind it. They have no choice. Some of these guys are on the fourth coach.
Right.
At some point, you have to take responsibility. I think the excuses are out the window. I think Sturm, some things have been and some things have been okay. And I think the management of the people has largely been pretty good. Now, the hockey thing, I don't know. I don't know what's right, wrong, or indifferent. But the management of the people, I think he's on to something. I just hope that it doesn't turn into Butch Cassidy 2.0. Although I don't think Sturm seems to be like that German placid, you're not going to play today. You're okay.
Yeah.
And Cassidy was wisecracking and calling people, pussies and everything else and got under people's skin. I just think that he's very matter of fact. And he doesn't seem to be super, charismatic, at least in the media, as far as really getting into people. I just think it's this is what you're doing. This is what we need. You're not doing it. You're sitting.
He's very direct. And I think players can respond to that because they're going to get an honest, representation of how they're playing. And if it doesn't jive with what he wants, they'll sit or their ice time will go down a little bit or whatever the case may be. But I think players respect that. I think they do. They do. Just give it to me honestly. Tell me what I need to do to play. Tell me what my role is or whatever the case may be. And I think players respond to that. And, he's got it going early, it seems. Like you said, if there's some adversity, if the scoring dries up a little bit, we'll see what happens at that point. But right now, he's got things going in the right direction, it seems like, as far as the buy-in goes.
Stayed out of the box today, just that one terrible call on Zadorov, but Aussie Bruin says, no dumb penalties, which is great. I mean, that's why the puck was largely out of the net, and you were able to run your four lines. I mean, Barry Peterson talked about that last game. It's just when you take those penalties, you go penalty kill unit, then you get it all gets kind of gummed up, and you have to get back to a rhythm of rolling your four lines, and that happened. That was able to happen today, so that was helpful.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
I am now fully convinced that Sturm went into Sweeney's office and said, let me coach the fucking team or fuck off, says Matthew Curtis. I think there's been conversations about it. And I think that the Lohrei thing has begun the conversation, I think. I think Lohrei is kind of the first major step to Sturm kind of taking ownership of this team. Because Lohrei went minus 43 and I don't remember him healthy scratched. Was he healthy scratched last year? Maybe once.
He may have been, but
not for 3 straight games.
No, not for 3 straight. It's he came out for one, then he went back in. So, I don't know. I feel like they kind of babied him last year. And look,
they had to.
That was what I was going to say is, Lindholm was out and McAvoy was out in the second half of the year. So even, they didn't really have other options at that point. To do that.
Middlestat helping his trade value lately, Jason. Yep. That's for sure. I mean, if Middlestat plays like this, we've talked about Zacha. There's been a lot of rumors about trade. Now it seems to be turning into the Bruins want to kind of move on with him, which I kind of said that they might do. Is that because I said this is the guy who plays the way they want people to play, and now you're going to trade him. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Now you got to get a guy like him back at some point. So I'm not surprised that they'll continue on with Zacha.
No, I'm not surprised by it at all. I think you hold those other teams over a barrel unless they give you exactly what you're looking for. I don't think you move the guy. He has a great contract.
He does.
So
and I don't see him as a guy who's going to demand 8 or 9 or whatever in the next one. You know what I mean? Like see him as a guy you might be able to get kind of discount, kind of favorable contract from.
Yeah, I in the next contract, I mean, maybe he'll go up to 6 and change, maybe 7 even because of the way the cap's going up. But
and all that.
I really don't feel like, they should move on from him unless they get exactly what they're looking for. It just doesn't.
I'm with you. Jason, need him in RV to produce until the trade line pump and dump. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. This is best case scenario. Not that anyone cares, but Scotland also beat USA in the rugby today. So double win for Wensox today. Go Scots.
Go Scots.
Did they play a bunch of bagpipes and twirl their skirts and shit after that?
Yeah.
Or what do they do after that?
Yeah.
I can get behind it.
Yeah. I think they should.
USA I've never heard USA rugby.
I think they're not bad. I don't think they're like a world ranked team or anything like that, but I think they're not bad. They might be like, to the closer to the bottom of the top 10, maybe. I could be completely wrong. I don't know, but yeah, I think there's some guys from like American Samoa that fucking kick ass on that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a couple of transplants, so to speak.
Yeah.
Dark Davy, great game. Started sloppy, but they cleaned it up. Good win for sure. Swayman looks solid tonight, says Sean Michael. I have to admit it. Now let's trade him. Trade him right now. Who in their right mind is taking Swayman in that contract, says Pejman? It would take another Sweeney to make that happen. I wish the Oilers were dumb enough because they are a goalie away, but not for 8.25. I think if you ever did, I think you've got that window now where he doesn't have the no trade. Yeah. I think it goes up to a year from now, roughly. And then they decide. I think it's not a given that he stays throughout. And I think that they're probably in the back of their mind saying, let's think exit strategy if it doesn't get better.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that's it.
I think so. I think you're right. I think
playing Korpi back to back is kind of a little bit of a message that way. Like, we're not fully invested in you just yet there, Sway.
Yeah. And look, they shouldn't be if he's going to continue to have games where he just seems to take the night off. Like, they can't afford that for a guy that's making that kind of money. Can't have it. So, if Sturm's sending a message, if whatever the case may be, they need more from him consistently to live up to that contract.
I really thought he was looking to get pulled in Ottawa. I really do. I just think he was waiting for it. I think he thought it was going to happen.
I think he probably was. I think you're right.
Lohrei asking Sturm, when's my next game? Sturm saying, yeah, no. Says Raid Forest. Trade Lohrei before you get stuck with that contract. I think it's possible at the deadline that he could be a guy. Especially, here's an interesting scenario. Asperot plays pretty well and Brunet's playing well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then trade deadline comes, and you know what? Who wants Lohrei? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if somebody's looking for a offensive, quarterback for the power play or something like that, some team with their power play struggling a little bit, that thinks he could add there. Or maybe he's part of a bigger deal. I mean, you never know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I could see them moving on, especially if he kind of falls out of favor. But then, his trade value might not be what you hope it would.
No, that's for sure. He'd have to be in a package right now. He just doesn't carry enough weight now. Yeah. Apricot, solid nickname, says Pejman. I would prefer asparagus. Maybe asparagus when he starts to suck.
Yeah.
It's kind of stinky when you pee.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Astronaut, Mick Rack says. He is playing out of space right now.
Yeah.
He is. Lohrei isn't worth 3.2. Never 3.2K, never mind 3.2M.
Yeah.
Is Hampus in fact the secret sauce? Says one sucks. Here's an idea. Since Hampus has been back, he's really good. He's a really good player, and that helps McAvoy. That bumps Zadorov up. That helps whatever that. Peeke becomes a better play with Lindholm. Like it does help to have Hampus back. He's a very good player that I don't think we appreciate enough.
We've talked about that on the post game. On the regular episode. That their Bruins record with Hampus in the lineup is really good.
Oh my God!
When he's not in the lineup, goes down dramatically.
Like ungodly good.
You know, he might be the most indispensable guy other than David Pastrnak on this roster.
Yeah. It's almost 700 win percentage. It's like 685 or something. It's that was outstanding.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Chashin says this team has me in a tough spot emotionally speaking. I want to win, but I also find myself wincing when they do. No front office purge will happen if we keep producing. It's true, and then add on top of that I might start getting emotionally invested in these assholes too. Yeah. So now I love them. I don't want them to win, but when they win, I feel a little butterflies. Like I feel a little Christmas belly when they win. Like help me.
I know. Yeah, I know they should lose. I know they should lose for the betterment of the team and the future of the franchise. I know they should lose, but I want them to win. Like I want them to be in the playoffs. I want them to do well. Like I've always wanted that. It's tough to root against just a team that you know.
Oh my God, it's terrible. It's just an awful feeling.
It is. It's not where you want to. It's not where you want to be. So I'm with you. I'm happy when they win, even though I know that they probably shouldn't be winning for the betterment of the franchise for the long term. But Jesus, it's tough right now. Connor wants to chime in.
In fashion this week, I checked up the attempted shots. The Hurricanes had 64 and the Bruins had 50.
Okay,
and they lost 2-1.
Gap. Yeah.
But it's still, they're getting outshot and they're losing by 1 goal. This is kind of a fart in a windstorm in my eyes.
It is. I mean, it is. It's still not. They still don't possess it enough. They still don't. I mean, when Judd Surratt says, "Boy, this doesn't happen often," when they're cycling in the zone, you know, it doesn't happen often. So it is going to catch up to them. And again, on the road, they need to show me that they can win multiple games.
Yeah, I mean, the road's the biggest test, I think, for this team at this point in time. They've proven they can win at home, even against good teams. They've proven they can win.
Sure. Yeah.
Now it even comes down to, can you beat bad teams on the road?
Yes.
Like, that's going to be the barometer. Like if you want to make the playoffs, you got to beat bad teams on the road.
Yeah, you got to take care
not necessarily good teams on the road, but you got to beat bad teams on the road. Mm-hmm. And the other thing about that, you mentioned the shots. I believe it was Judd. It might have been Brett. Somebody brought up that Carolina leads the league in shots on goal. I think it was over 33 a game. Yeah. So to hold that team down a little bit today, I think showed how well the Bruins played overall and especially defensively.
Yeah, I thought they really did play well defensively. I thought it made it difficult for the Hurricanes to really get up on the rush through the neutral zone. I thought they did a pretty good job of that for the most part. I thought they won pucks, beat Carolina to pucks. I thought they were very good at, especially as the game went on, of having sort of a little village mentality in front of the net. When a shot was taken, there was like 5 Bruins there to try to manage the puck to get it going the other way, instead of just having one guy trying to. They actually had some video between the first and second period, I think. Maybe it was even the second and third, I think, where they were showing how the Bruins had a defenseman with the puck and there's no outlet. Like he's been forced to carry it or get to an angle where he can make a pass. Like there was no support, and there was much better support in the third, I thought, in front of their own net. So that was helpful in keeping the rebounds down and the cycle down. I mean, as you go forward, it's at Islanders and then it's Ottawa at home. Then you have the back-to-back with Toronto. Then you're at Ottawa, at Montreal. Then you go on the West Coast, Anaheim, LA, San Jose. So, by December 1, I think you'll have a really, and they always say by United States Thanksgiving. Yeah. So by December 1, you should have a real idea if it's really possible with this group or not. Corrali was a locker room guy signed by Sweeney, says Mick Rack. He was. I mean, I'm sure he's a good locker room guy. But he can be scratched every once in a while if you'd like. Yeah,
can he be a good locker room guy from the 9th floor? That'd be cool. Yeah.
He can take Jay Leach's job.
Yeah. Give some people some popcorn, something.
Sure. Hard situation with Lohrei, winner of the green jacket, and the team thrives without him. I'm thinking that's a hard sell to most teams. Maybe someone needs power play specialists, like Smitty said.
Yeah.
Very true. So it's obvious that Lohrei is better than the Joker, right? Says DKJ Barry. more talented than Jokiharju,
yes,
but
more talented, but I'm not sure better. Like, I think Jokiharju, even if he's kind of a meh overall, like he's more sound in his own zone than Lohrei is.
Yeah, Lohrei anything but meh. You know what I mean, he's
kind of hit or miss. He's boom or bust. You know, he can come in and score a beautiful goal. You know, walking in from the blue line, but then he'll get a poke off his stick in front of his own net.
Right.
You know, so. You know,
I mean, he's not caving that guy in like Asperot.
No.
That's not his game.
No.
You know, rotten versus expired apple, says Pejman. Both belong in the trash. 3 wins in a row without Lohrei, says Mr. Poe.
Yeah.
Victoria Landrum. Dear Neely, Sweens, and Sturm, don't change anything about the lineup right now. This is the best game I've seen this year. You can keep switching the goalies, but nothing else. I kind of agree.
I agree.
You go with this for the next couple of games. See what happens.
At least next game. I think you got to go with it until you lose.
Yeah,
really
you do. You do.
Right, winning streak.
Mm-hmm. You do. Wensuck says, Sip tonight is a Eura rum cask single malt with a Glen Murray single. Glen Moray? Glen Moray. I thought it was Glen Murray. That was Muzz. Glen Moray single malt sitting on the side if they lost. Oh, I'd rather have Glen Murray in there than Sean Corrali. Right now, at 57 years old,
at 127 years old, I would too.
Sway and Corpy will keep each other on their toes. Sturm probably wanted to send a message not to get too comfortable, even if you make $8 million. Yeah, I think Sturm. This is his first, probably like I want to say confrontation. This is his first chance at handling, managing Swayman, and he says, you know what? No, Corpy's going to play well last game. He's going to play this game. And we'll see if that continues. And we'll see how Swayman responded today. But if Swayman, maybe here's the other thing. Maybe Swayman just isn't great at playing 3 out of 4. Like he was a part-time goalie. His whole career. Like literally his whole career. Like he never played more than 50 games or whatever. It's 40-something games his whole career.
100%.
And maybe he's just not a 60-game guy.
Hasn't ever proved that he could be. But you paid him.
To be that.
You do. You paid him to be a number 1, and you want him to be that. And you hope that that's what he ascends to, but he's never proved that he can do it. So that's still up for debate.
Sure is. I hope they don't pigeonhole Minton into a defensive-only center. Well, DK, you're not going to get your wish. The offense is there. He just needs to play more with skilled players. Minton is going to be the 200-foot super responsible, doesn't put any fucking points up guy. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it really seems like, look, as long as they have Elias Lindholm on the team and either Pavel Zacha or Casey Middlestat on the team, he's going to be a third-line guy.
Without a doubt.
And when James Higgins comes, it's going to be even more crowded.
He could be a fourth-line center before it's all done.
Yeah, he might be.
Catholick's gone. He might be the fourth-line guy for a while.
He might be. I think I agree with you. I think there's more there. He wasn't one of Toronto's top couple of prospects because he was only a defensive center. He had to show some things offensively. And he's still young. So I believe there's more there. But I agree with you. I think he has to play with better players. I just don't think it's in the cards anytime soon unless they can get some really good third line depth like they had a few years ago when they had Frederick with Taylor Hall and, Nick Foligno, whoever it was. So, until you're have a roster that's that deep, I think Fraser Minton's going to be, not necessarily stuck, but he's going to be more apt to be playing with the likes of Jeannot and Eyssimont.
I think so. Thor says all the malcontents players that got previous coaches fired were traded last year. The schedule is wreaking havoc on all teams. Lohrei does not show any improvement from last year. Lohrei should work with Chara. It's a good point about how they jettisoned all those players who bitched, Carlo and DeBrusque and all these guys who couldn't handle the hard coaching are gone. So maybe this group can do that, can handle the hard coaching.
I hope so.
They can get something out of them. I mean, if you want to play hard and be that, if you want to be hard to play against, then you've got to be willing to be coached hard.
Yes.
Like what complete fucking vagina is going to coach you so that you can go out and play really, really, really hard? Like you can't have soft grandma Moses.
No.
coaching you, and they go and say, okay, boys, go play hard. And then you go play really, really hard. That just doesn't work that way. You take on the personality of a coach.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways.
No, I mean, that's part of the reason I think that the team, Montgomery lost the team. He's standing behind the bench with his hands in his pockets. Like he doesn't give a flying fuck about what happens on the ice.
Right.
Sorry, John. But, you do. You take on the personality of the coach. And if Sturm's going to hold people accountable and bench guys when they're not playing up to his standard, then you should have a bunch of guys that are willing to play hard and block shots. That's another thing that this team seems to be doing more of than they've done previously, is getting in shooting lanes and blocking shots, selling out to block shots. So,
sure.
You're going to take on the personality of your coach, and hopefully that thing turns into more wins and losses.
I guess that is Glenn Murray. It's called Glenn Murray, so we were right on it. So that's good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Glenn Murray. Yeah, get the Glenn Murray stuff. He might have to do it every game now. They're winning. So
yeah, that was on the side though. If he lost, I think the
if he lost, okay,
yeah.
Keep it there.
Yeah.
Korpi pushing Swayman is good.
Yes.
Says JTT. Yeah. Lohrei needs to go down to Providence and work on being hard to play against. Look, I'm going to tell you this for all you guys who think that could happen. It's really hard to coach personality. It's really hard to change a person's makeup. To say, okay, you have never done this before, but you're going to throw your body around all night long for 82 games, and that's how you're going to play. It just doesn't. If you have to fucking suck it out of a guy, just wring it out of a guy, it's not going to happen. So I really question whether or not he'll be on the team after this season. I really do, because I just don't think he matches up with it.
It's not in him, and they ran into the same thing, and fans complained about it year after year with Brandon Carlo. The guy's 6'6", but he was never tough to play. Like he was never tough to play against in front of our net. Like he was good with his stick position and stuff, but he wasn't really hard on guys. Occasionally he would be. But it was probably the same type of thing. They're like, Brando, you got to be hard on guys. Like, I'm sure when Lohrei comes back in, whenever that is, he'll have a hit and he'll be hard on a guy. Yeah. But that's not going to last because it's not in him. It's the same with Carlo. He went through a stretch here or there where he's playing really well and he's a little bit harder on guys and whatever. But it's not in him. Toronto's complaining about it now. The goalie got run and he stood there and didn't do anything. Like, that's Lohrei. With offensive upside. He's Carlo with offensive upside.
He just wants to play with the puck.
Carlo's, good defensively, no offense. Lohrai's, good offensively, no defense. But they both have the same personality as far as the physicality. It's not there. It won't ever be there. So don't pretend to think that it will be. He had 9 hits as a defenseman last year.
All year.
Or whatever the fuck it was. All year long. Morgan Geekie this year has 23 hits or whatever in 14 games, and he scored 9 goals.
Zadorov had 6 today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not in him.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Matt. I think he's probably going to be gone at some point because he doesn't really fit how they want to play defensively.
He doesn't. John Giancarlo with a good question. Do you think Sturm has more say with the lineup than Monty had?
Yes, I do.
I think so too, and I think that, again, I think Sweeney, he would never say this, but I think he did learn something about his organization, himself, the team, how it's run, what they had, and what the coaches around the league were thinking of them. He thought that they were original 6, and you're going to go coach the Bruins. Doesn't matter, like they're original 6, and it's not like that anymore. And I think he realized that from what coaches were telling him. And declining interviews, I think that he realized that he had to do something a little different. And I think it's going to be a work in progress. It's not going to be all the time, but this is the first indication that Sturm's having a little bit of his own say with his team. It's going to continue a little bit more. It's not all the way there, I don't think. But I think there's some signs here that he does have it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is. And I think we need a coach that can hold guys accountable. And that seems to be the way it's trending. So hopefully that continues. And what do you got, Connor?
I got a follow-up for you.
Okay.
Do you think Sturm is still letting players make decisions on this lineup? The reason why I ask is Husnudinov played first line center after David Pastrnak yanked him off in the post game scrum last game.
Well, I think that Sturm liked the way that Husnudinov played after Lindholm got hurt. So I feel like that was kind of the decision on that. I think I think Pasa's voice carries weight, but I don't know if he would have made that decision if Husnudinov was, -2 after he took over for Lindholm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Sturm says, "Hey, Pastrnak, who do you want to play with now?" He might. I don't know. But I think part of it is I think the bigger part, like Smitty said, is that the way Husnudinov was playing. And honestly, if he produced a little more, he kind of reminds me of Sturm. Like he plays kind of similar to how Sturm played. Sturm played hard all the time. He was quick and fast, and and he was kind of he was kind of a little gremlin out there and did good things. But he scored goals. Like
he did. Yeah.
Husnudinov does not. But I think some parts of the game probably remind Sturm of himself, I think. How do you replace Elias's face-off win, says Jonesy. Well, guys are going to have to step up and win some face-off. Like Zacha's going to have to win more. Minton. What's going to happen is like defensive zone draws when you really need it. Like, who's that guy? Is it dependent on the night, like the situation, what side of the ice it's on? Like, those are the ones that can hurt you late in games.
I agree with you. I think it's going to depend on the night, and I think it also will depend on the side of the ice it's on. Because I believe, and maybe this is why his dumbass is in there, but I believe Corrali might be one of the only right-handed centers that can win faceoffs. So
probably a factor on him playing.
I mean, he's been below 50%, and I think everybody else has been above 50%. So to me, that disqualifies him. But there's guys that can do it. Like Geekie can do it. Husnudinov today was 50%. Zacha can do it certainly. So they have some guys, but I think it's going to be committee, and it's going to be by who's hot at the dot on that particular night.
Yeah. All right. 3 up, 3 down. My 3 up. Number 3, I have Victor Arvidsson. Arvidsson really deserved that goal. It was a snipe. He had a chance earlier where he missed the net blocker side on a really nice feed out in front. He ends up scoring the goal in a really nice snipe, and he really has deserved it. I mean, he's been out there. He's been noticeable. He's been, generating some chances. He just hasn't been able to really connect very much, but he did today, and maybe that gets him going. Who knows? 2 is Casey Middlestat. I think, like Smitty has said, he's played better since the scratch. He shows some really good vision, and look, he's the best playmaker. He might be the best playmaker they have, other than Pastrnak.
Yeah,
like he might be the best guy they have to make plays for other people.
He is,
and he probably has to shoot more because of that. But I thought he played good today with a goal and an assist. And then Sway, number 1, he took his little, I guess, minor benching or whatever it was, and took it to heart and came out completely focused and on his angle from the start. So
yeah, I thought Sway was really good, and I'd give an honorable mention today to Charlie McAvoy. I thought he was good.
I thought he was really good, for sure.
For the 3 down, I got all Hurricanes because it was a pretty good overall team win for the Bruins today. Number 3, Taylor Hall. He was a -1 with 1 shot, had a giveaway and 15 and change minutes. He's kind of struggling there a little bit right now, just like Ehlers is. Number 2, I had Aho. He was also a -1. No shots on net, 3 shots missed. Also had a giveaway, played almost 20 minutes. And then first I had Seth Jarvis, who was a -1 as well, had 5 shots, but took a penalty and had a couple of giveaways. So just because I don't like him very much, I'd love him if he was on the Bruins. But
oh god, and Jarvis coming back, first game back from it. Actually, he only missed like 1 game. They thought he was going to be out forever.
He did.
And he came back and played today. Aho, I didn't hear his name much. I didn't hear Hall. I heard Hall's name once or twice. Like, just not a lot there from the forwards, I didn't think.
Yeah, I didn't think any of the of their forwards played particularly great. I thought their best player was Nikita,
Absolutely.
the defenseman. Was visible, noticeably visible from the very beginning with a couple of big hits and then the goal late. So
it'd be nice if the Bruins could get like some young guys like Nikita or Poitras over at the Capitals or guys like that. Like, why do these players always show up on these other teams?
I know
the Bruins never seem to get something like that.
Well, I mean, so to me, like a guy like Hockey Johansson could be that guy for the Bruins. 19, big guy, plays physically, has a little offensive upside. But instead of playing him in Providence, they send him to fucking Maine to rock because they want Providence
and Carpenters.
They need fucking Billy Sweezy over there playing, is 33 years old or whatever the fuck he is. Like, can we develop some players to play for the Boston Bruins? Like, I just don't understand it. And
Smitty, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
You can't screw that.
I know. Fantastic. But I would rather develop the guy to be on the Boston Bruins when he's 20 or 21 rather than burying him. And then when he's 24 saying, well, he never really quite panned out. Yeah, you played him in Maine against a couple of dads that just walked in off the street and some guy with no fucking teeth who's been playing in the ECHL for 45 years. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
Like, they scratch Dalton Bancroft because he's zeros across the board, but they play Joey Abate's back in the lineup for Providence last night.
Zeros a while, I think.
Like,
Hasn't it been
I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get what the development plan is. And then, and so
they love the career AHLer. They love that guy. They love the maturity.
Yeah, the Trent Whitfields of the world. And Patrick Brown's a captain. I can't wait till he's there at 35, still getting called up in front of guys who should get call-ups. Can't wait.
There doesn't seem to be any distinct plan. Ty Gallagher just went over to Maine today. God bless.
Yeah, really looking forward to all the. Yeah, I mean, you should go over to Maine and watch all the Bruins prospects who aren't going to get a chance ever.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Hey, look ahead, November the 4th, Tuesday. Hey, we have 2 nights with no Bruins hockey of any kind, no podcasting of any kind.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Yeah, it's going to seem like a month. They're at the New York Islanders. They had beaten the Islanders recently.
Yeah.
So the Islanders will be looking for some blood. Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah.
In Long Island, getting a second chance at the Bruins. So that'll be Tuesday night. We'll have the post game. Then Wednesday night we'll have a live episode again.
Be interesting to see what the Bees do on the road here too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they'll be on the road. So, it's a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday week for the Bruins. So we'll see how it goes. Get some merch at the merch store.
Yeah.
20% off with Sorry John code. All sorts of good stuff on there, right there with that QR code.
Yeah.
And we'll see everybody on Tuesday night. Thanks for the comments. And as always, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.